Is that him?
Yeah, that's Alex. You don't know who Alex Jones is? Aren't you a Trump guy?
Yeah.
He's a Trumper that doesn't know who Alex Jones is. That's tight.
We gotta put you on game, dog.
You're like the only Trump guy I know who doesn't know who that guy is.
No, I know that guy. I was just wondering, that's what he looks like now? He looks stressed, yeah, that's it.
Alex Jones is being ordered to liquidate all of his personal assets in order to, because he owes like a $1.5 billion to the Sandy Hook families.
1.5 billion? Jesus Christ.
To the Sandy Hook families, because like they say he lost a defamation lawsuit to them about how he talked about, a couple times he talked about...
He was like the main perpetuator that Sandy Hook was
a hoax. He was like the biggest name.
He was like the only guy saying it, I feel like.
Well, there's a lot of things online about it, and then he talked about it a couple times on the show.
He brought all of those things together in one room.
Coalesced all of it. And so now, he owes $1.5 billion, so basically...
1.5 billion.
They're targeting all of his assets for liquidation. Wow. And so he might lose Infowars. He might not even be able to broadcast anymore,
But you know what, when I think of things like this, and you remember that OJ also owed a lot of money that never got paid, what really happens?
Yeah, how does that work?
I don't know.
Like, if OJ was out there being like, there's lizards amongst us and all this shit, like, would they have gone after him? You know what I mean? Because they didn't go after OJ because like
he paid like didn't he pay like $50K total or something out of the millions he owed? Yeah, it was something really small, and he never went to jail over it.
He never had to liquidate assets, or was he already broke?
He was already pretty wrecked by the lawsuits because he did 2 lawsuits, right? Or he did the obviously the case,
the big civil
case, and then he had the criminal case that he won.
But people don't pay their the money they owe all the time from civil suits. I don't understand how they.
But wasn't that the book too? The reason why they had to do that book was so they could get some money for the to pay off the lawsuit.
Yeah, there's probably ways for people to dodge.
Well, yeah, because if you set up a different company, that
it's protected.
Exactly. It's like
I think they just filibuster their payment for life until they die.
Yeah, so why? That's the thing that people are asking is like, how come
why is he not able to?
they're coming so hard on them?
Yeah.
So they're proposing a personal bankruptcy reorganization to a liquidation, but throughout attempted reorganization of his company, basically he's trying to reorganize his company to move it away from him, and the judge says you can't do that, right?
Because they know he's like trying to dodge.
Well, he should make a new company called Infopeace.
Infopeace.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has Infowars and
Dino Wars.
Oh, that's better. Holy shit, okay.
He's all, it really ain't the same company.
Wow.
And does it like an AR head of a dinosaur like you can do on like webcams?
That's it? That's the only change? He says the same vernacular?
Yeah, same everything.
Yeah, does that mean he can't just bankrupt and shut down all of his things and then like reopen with some? That's what Chinese folks do all the time with the restaurants.
Oh yeah, so my question is like the money that he owes was that money being sought from his LLC?
No, personal.
Personal?
Yeah, personal. Yeah.
So they look at what he was doing on Infowars as like that is Alex Jones the guy.
They sued him.
Whoa.
Oh wow, that's probably why he's not protected by any of his companies.
And many of his personal assets are going to be sold off. He's expected to keep his primary home in the Austin area and some of his belongings that are exempt from a bankruptcy liquidation. So he's protected by a bankruptcy law.
But how did that happen if he was saying it under Infowars at all times?
Well, it's probably because they filed this. Maybe the lawyer knew that, and so they're playing games and filing a suit under him or something.
Who's weird?
Who went for him? Was it a lawyer, like a law firm? It was civil, right? It's not the government.
Yeah, it was the families.
It was the survivor, the families.
It was government-assisted family lawsuit.
A little bit.
Is that him?
Yeah, that's all. You don't know who Alex Jones is? Aren't you a Trump guy?
Yeah.
He's a Trumper that doesn't know who Alex Jones is.
That's tight.
We gotta put you on game, dog.
You're like the only Trump guy I know who doesn't know who that guy is.
No, I know that guy. I was just wondering, that's what he looks like now? He looks stressed, yeah, that's it.
They're making frogs gay. Yeah. And he was right about that. He was right about the frogs being gay.
It's the chemical in the water.
He was right about a lot of funny things.
He was.
No.
Right about
That's what's crazy is because it's because he knows so much shit He's like Nostradamus. Like he fucking says so much shit that he's right so many times.
Yeah, Nostradamus bet on everything.
Why do you think he went so hard on the Sandy Hook thing? Do you guys know anything about it?
I've heard a couple of things. I've heard him say that he didn't even talk about it that much. Well, compared to his show, right? Because his show's like 4 hours long. So if you do that math, you could argue that he didn't talk about it.
Yeah, but no one's watching like his whole show though.
There's probably people just playing his whole show.
There's
I could
definitely
picture some barbershop in Tennessee that's just got it going.
You can't last as long as he's lasted and not have people listening to your show.
He's also very entertaining too. It's like you can listen to this guy talk about anything,
It's captivating.
yeah, absolutely. And there's times where he turns down the character, and you're like, dude, this guy's funny as fuck.
I really didn't see him getting sued like this though.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't know.
Because I always thought that the Sandy Hook thing, he was doing it because it got attention that he was even saying that. I didn't really think that he.
Well, they're basically saying, hey, you made all this money off of the Sandy Hook thing, but that, I don't think that's true. Because he was making shitloads of money before he ever uttered their names, right? So
And I hear he's selling products the whole.
he is. He's shilling fucking shit all the time.
Gold, doomsday prepping kids.
Like super male vitality.
Wild shit.
Yeah, like
Non-stop.
If you take this, it will help you as a man.
Like red pill QVC, dude.
Sandy
dick
Hook.
pills.
Sandy Hook.
What about it?
Sandy Hook, right?
You're just saying Sandy Hook over and over?
Do you want to know what Sandy Hook is about?
No, I know what. I mean, I know. I don't know what it's here.
Oh, explain Sandy Hook to Subin.
Sandy Hook.
Yeah, so
I
there
might
was
have heard it, but I
there
just
was
want
a
to make
school
sure.
shooting, right?
Okay, got it.
And there was a kid who murdered a bunch of children, and nobody even remembers his name anymore. It was Adam Lanza, I think.
Yeah.
And everyone's talking to Adam Lanza. Yeah.
In Texas?
What's that?
In Texas?
No, that's. I think you're talking about the.
I don't remember where Sandy Hook was.
Uvalde.
Yeah, Uvalde.
Uvalde, yeah.
No. Sandy Hook is Sandy Hook, but it's.
Is it Florida?
Sandy Hook is
I
in
thought it was like in the East Coast.
Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Wrong.
And yeah, it was Adam Lanza.
Oh, when was this in again? What year?
2012.
Okay.
Does that help you now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
it's like, now
I
it's all
got
gelling
it.
again?
Yeah. I just,
The video should be called just explaining Sandy Hook to Subin.
no, I
Explaining
got it. I
Alex
got
Jones and Sandy Hook to it.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, that's cool because there might be people watching that don't know who Alex Jones and what's going on. But Alex Jones
He
threw out the possibility that it was just a organized conspiracy by the government.
that the parents were in on somehow.
Like they were actors.
acting.
Oh.
It didn't really happen.
Well, because and I've seen this a lot online. There was a lot of clips that came out where like the parents are about to talk like on microphone, and they're standing behind the podium, and they're talking to people in the media, and they're kind of like joking.
Yeah, they're like laughing and stuff.
And then they go up to the podium, and then they do this sad talk about what happened.
That
So
was
people
weird.
thought that was weird, right?
Yeah.
I think you could argue that people who are going through trauma
Right.
sometimes
Like,
laugh
who are
at
you
shit
to judge
randomly.
that that's
Yeah, how the
happening,
fuck do you know?
I get it now, yeah.
Like that's my whole thing. But you know, some people, dude, I swear to God,
Take it too far on it.
they just don't know how humans' brains work, and they go, he's smiling behind the podium, he's happy about actually what happened.
And so fucking what? Even if that guy is happy, it doesn't change the fact that this happened.
Yeah.
Like even if that guy is some demented dad that's now thinks he's famous, like let's say that's true.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it didn't happen. Yeah.
And there's been a lot of talk about, you know, what the families did afterwards. Like, there's some people saying that the families are trying to exploit what happened to their kids. I just think that's
maybe they did.
it's a bridge too far for me, bro. I'm just gonna, you know, to me, it's like, dude, you don't know what people are going through ever. And judging the shit out of them like that is just not my game.
And then of course like they're also pointing out how like politicized it got, where they're like, look, there's all this anti-gun stuff popping up now because of this. But it's like that'll happen no matter what.
Every shooting,
Yeah, any school shooting. And that was like the biggest one at the time, right?
except for a Ukraine shooting.
Somehow they're all pro guns after the Ukraine shooting.
And that gets long.
That's what happens when you didn't really make a good point, but you made a great point to stupid people.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, true, very true. That's me. that is true. I do believe this.
Holy shit, bro.
Never thought of it that way.
Was the world always like this? Always sides and sides?
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
But 2019
Aren't
and
you a
under?
Trump guy?
No, I am. But listen.
You're literally
20
on a side?
2019 and under. Were we always like this?
I don't think it was this crazy. No, I think it started from the Hillary and Trump. I think that's when people started getting crazier and more divisive.
You don't remember Kerry Bush and Vote or Die?
Yeah, Vote or Die.
Vote or Die was crazy.
What was Vote or Die again?
Vote or Die was P. Diddy, right?
Yeah.
Before he was gay. Talking about how if you don't vote, it was a campaign to kids on MTV and like in youth circles about how if you don't vote, you're going to die. They're going to send you to Iraq.
That's why a lot of people think the Clintons have ties with P. Diddy, and like he was backed by the Democrat Party for doing all the voting.
I do remember like people being a part of opposing parties, being able to talk about it, and then still feel like both parties can represent the American flag. Whereas now I feel like if you put out an American flag on your house, you're just saying you're a Republican.
That's weird.
So that's like, I do feel like it feels more divisive now, even though the same games might have been played. It feels very divisive now.
Dude, I had a full-blown debate with a guy a couple years ago who's like, he was talking about how everybody who doesn't support Kaepernick, like, because he was sitting down during the
the knee,
the knee stuff during the national anthem. He's like, if they don't support Kaepernick, that's so fucked up and all that stuff. And I was like, dude, you don't understand. Like for me, I was just talking about my mom, and because like my whole family's military. I was like, to them, it's offensive because of the flag. I was like, I personally agree with you, and that he should get to say whatever the fuck he wants because that's the whole point. Yeah. But it doesn't mean it doesn't offend somebody. And that's all it is. Yeah. It's a conversation, but it's not like, oh, well, fuck all those people. That's what he said. He's like, fuck all those people. I was like, well, when you say that, you're talking about my mom, dude. Just chill out. Like, just listen to people. Don't necessarily have to go, oh, well, fuck all of them. That's the problem with politics right now is just fuck all of them.
Yeah, I think before Hillary and Trump, it was people were still American.
Yeah.
They're still just like, well, yeah, they're Democrats or we're Republican or whatever. You know, it's like, but they're still American.
It's like two sides of America versus now it's like, fuck America.
Yeah.
But they're like, what the fuck?
It becomes a morality debate too.
Before Hillary and Trump, I honestly wasn't paying that close attention.
I was neither.
That's another thing too.
I will admit that I just look closer now than I did then.
I don't think people were as politically active back then. Yeah. Like the youth.
Now
like
everything's politics now. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
But when Trump came in, though, everybody was like, "What the?" Everybody leaned in to pay attention a little bit more because
what the fuck?
Yeah, because he was also doing stuff that like no other presidential candidate was doing.
It felt like someone from your understandable world entered that society.
And you're like, they're just letting anybody be fucking president.
Hey, a guy like me can make it.
Yeah.
It legit felt like whose uncle is in the office.
Well, we can actually understand what they're saying now. Yeah. Before it was like, why do they keep dodging the question? Why don't they just answer a question? Like, what's wrong? Why do they talk like this? And then everyone just hated politicians because it was like, they're
don't get anything.
They just constantly lie. And it's like when they have a debate, no one's answering each other's questions. Right. They're dodging shit, and you're just like, "What are these games?" It's like corporate talk.
That's why I hate the news, man, because they do this sanctimonious bullshit about the presidency and all the honor and integrity of the office. I'm like, go look through the list. It's some of the most unimpressive people have been president. Like, shut the fuck up about like all this bullshit.
That's so true.
Like, you talk about George W. Bush. Oh yeah, man, right, the best. But that's the thing. They killed 1 million people in Iraq, like under that presidency.
Who was the real terrorist?
Exactly, and then we just act like, it used to be a decorum in the office, and such great men served, and now it's they'll let a game show host be in charge, and I'm like, that's why the game show host is in charge, guys. Yeah. It's because that guy was in there and he didn't listen to people. Obama was in there, he didn't listen to people. So all these people go, fuck you guys, I want to go somewhere else.
Exactly. They just want people they can control and fall in line.
100%.
And everyone that's disruptive, they see that as, oh, you're not like in cahoots with us.
Yeah. Karl Rove did a really brilliant thing, which is also complete politics. And everyone acts like, again, there's just this decorum of, it used to be so much more polite. Karl Rove wanted to do a constitutional amendment in 2004 to ban gay marriage, which is a total smokescreen. Because they just wanted to enrage Republicans into a ballot box to be like, I'm going to vote against this. I'm going to vote to make sure that gay people can't get married. Fuck yeah. And it just rushed people in the ballot box. And then they turned around and didn't even do it.
Yep. Yeah.
How cynical and dark and fucked up is that?
Like Joe. Yeah.
Nobody still talks about that.
Yep.
Right? They talk about, Trump's such a scumbag and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah, right. But also, that is the most fucked up thing politically I've heard in a long time. Mm-hmm. But that guy's on every Sunday show talking about the honor and integrity that Bush brought to the office, and we need to get back to that. And fuck you.
They don't work for the people. Fuck that.
Hell no. Fuck
Oh
them, man.
man.